Today's review is a collaboration project and it is a brand new beer from Morrisons supermarket. This is an East and West Pale Ale in collaboration with Gwei-io and Vocation. But what's it going to be like? Keep watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today, on a very cold and windy evening, we are going to be drinking this Pale Ale. Now, this is an East and West Pale Ale, so it's a combination, really, by Gwei-io and Vocation Breweries. And I picked this up from my local Morrisons for £3.50. Hadn't seen it in there before. I don't know if it's brand new, but I've not seen anyone else review it, so maybe it is brand new or it's been in there. It's certainly the newer out of all the beers they've got in there. I didn't see anything else really new. So I wonder what this one's like. Let's crack it open, get it in a glass, give it a smell, give it a taste, see what it's like. I mean, is it going to be a combination, a sort of like a mountain IPA, East and West Coast? Or is it the East and West is more to do with, I don't know, the breweries or something? But anyway, beer in a glass. Certainly here, it's got a lot of carbonation going on. You can see the carbonation there really fast. It's almost like a lager almost with that sort of carbonation. Really, really fizzy. We've got about 2 and a bit fingers of quite sort of soapy, sort of white head. And it's certainly a sort of orangey colour. It looks a little bit darker in the screen there, but you can see it's a sort of orange, hazy sort of beer, as you'd expect from a sort of hazy pale ale. See what the aromas are like. Yeah, I'm getting quite a bit of orange and passion fruit. Some citrus fruits in there, sort of peach as well. Yeah, it smells pretty good. Let's see what it tastes like. Cheers, everyone. Really, really juicy. Fruity, oranges and peaches, passion fruit. And although there was a lot of carbonation moving quickly up the glass, it's got quite a soft sort of mouthfeel actually. It's quite light. You'd expect it to be fairly light from a pale ale. But it's a really juicy, refreshing beer. It's not dissimilar to the recent new one I did at Sainsbury's, the Brew by Numbers one. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. It's very sort of hazy pale ale. Lots of really sweet, sort of satsuma, clementine, sort of orange, passion fruit. Yeah, and peach, a little bit of peach, maybe a bit of mango in there as well. It's very sort of juicy and fruity, but it's sort of almost all those sort of orangey sort of flavours. I don't know what, it doesn't actually tell us, oh no, it actually does tell us what hops are in it actually. I think I did read it. Galaxy and Vic's Secret, and it's dry hopped with those. I think it's pretty damn good actually. I mean, again, it's another one of those sort of supermarket pale ales that go in thinking, oh, you know, what's it going to be like? But it is pretty good. It's exceeded my expectations really. It's soft, it's light, and it's got a real sweet orange flavour to it, a really, really sweet orange flavour. But it's certainly very pleasant. Fruity, easy to drink, percentage-wise 5.7. So it's, you know, it's a reasonable sort of strength. I mean, Vocation, so every time I see, because obviously Vocation involved, I think of hop, skip and juice. It's similar to that. It's better than it though. I mean, I haven't had hop, skip and juice. I had it at Christmas because I bought some for the fridge and I thought it was okay. This is actually, this tastes a lot juicier. It just seems like there's more flavour in it. Gone are the days where, you know, you'd buy a craft beer from the supermarket and it would always be a little bit watered down compared with some of the beers that you'd buy from a bottle shop. It's almost as if like, oh, we've got to reduce the prices, so we'll just water it down a little bit. It always tasted a little bit watered down, but every sort of new season of new beers, it seems that you don't get that as much anymore. It's full of flavour, and it's a very good pale ale. Nothing wrong with it at all. It's just that it's that sweetness that is actually very, very sort of Moorish, and it's a really nice beer. So if you see this one in Morrisons, pick it up. Let me know what you think if you've had it already. But I think it's a very good beer, and it's one of those sort of ones that you think it's going to sort of, you know, you can easily pass it by, but it is a very good. If you like hazy pale ales, then I think you'll really like this one. Again, something to be looking forward to when the weather hopefully starts getting better, and it's a sort of a real sort of first quencher. So let's get some scores. Okay, the scores are in for this East and West pale ale. I'm not sure where the East and West, I don't think it's a hybrid East-West coast. I don't know whether it's East and West as in, maybe it's East being Vocation and West being the Gwei-io. I think Gwei-io, you know, obviously it's a Chinese sort of thing, you know, sort of, actually, yeah. So the West would be the Vocation and East would be the Far East. But I have a feeling that Gwei-io are not, I'm trying to have a look on here, and even though it's Chinese, I have a feeling they're Scandinavian. I don't know where I've got that from. The writing, again, on this colour, you can hardly read it. But anyway, it may be that. It may just be the East and West, you know. Far East, Western, as in UK, and that's what it is, because it's not really an East-West coast combination. It's very much like a hazy pale ale. Yeah, but it's pretty good. Let's go through those scores. So firstly, aroma. Well, with any sort of pale ale, you want to get some of that aroma. Sometimes it can be a little bit lacking. It's very orangey. It's very passion fruit, and it's sweet. There's a real sweetness in that orange. Makes it really sort of juicy in the aroma. Yeah, not really picking up much more. It's very inviting. I'm giving it 13 for aroma. Appearance-wise, nice colour, nice and hazy. Look at the nice lace in the glass. You know, there's a little bit of head retain there, actually. I'm thinking it's pretty good. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 for appearance. Flavour, well, I really do. It's got loads of flavour, really packed full of juiciness. It's not overly hoppy, but it's got real juice flavours. You'd almost think that it was like, it's like sweet oranges have been put into this, because it's really, really nicely orangey, basically. But not, you know, sometimes we get orange, when you get orange flavours, you can sometimes get a little bit of bitterness on the orange, or it just doesn't taste quite right. But this tastes really like, there's no doubt it tastes like sweet clementine, satsuma, those small little oranges, really juicy and fruity. There's a bit of passion fruit in there, a little bit of sort of stone fruits like peach and mango, a little bit in there, but orange is really the predominant sort of flavour. But it's really juicy, and it's flavour-wise, it's good. It's nice and it's fairly soft. It's quite light, as you'd expect from a pale ale. I thought it was going to be a bit too carbonated, but it isn't at all. It's a nice, soft, easy drinking beer. I'm giving it 34 for flavour. Value for money, well, you know, I did sort of say when I did the review for the Brew by Numbers one that £3.50, you know, is a little bit more expensive for a pale ale in a supermarket. But the more I think about this one, it's full of flavour. It doesn't taste watered down, which sometimes pale ales can do. It tastes like that in supermarkets. It tastes really sort of strong in terms of its flavour. 5.7%. You know, I paid £1 more for a pale ale with less flavour than this. So I'm going to give it an 8. I know I only gave Brew by Numbers a 7, but I think I'm going to give it an 8, even though it's £3.50, because it's a good beer. And my overall experience with this, it's a really great beer. Again, I mean, pale ales, it's a bit of a funny one, isn't it? This time of the year, you want to be drinking something a bit more heavier than a pale ale. But I can just imagine summertime, this is a really good beer. It's just really juicy. It's the biggest description I can say. Really juicy and fruity beer. Yes, there's a lot of orange and sort of passion fruit, a bit of tropicalness in there. Difficult to really sort of pick out those flavours. But at the end of the day, you just drink it down and you think, yeah, it's really nice. And it's got this sweetness about it that gives it a real Moorish quality. So I'm going to give it 14 for overall experience. Tighten those scores up. It's a very solid, recommended 77. So see this beer. It's in Morrisons. I presume it's only in Morrisons, anywhere else. definitely worth giving it a go. I mean, it's a not quite nice, sort of quite striking can art. I mean, it seemed to be a little bit sort of separate from. I have a section of craft beer in my Morrisons, and I've seen all the ones I've seen before, and then they have the smaller ones by the side, and you get a lot of the smaller Vocation ones and the Northern Monk porters and stouts and stuff like that. And then this one's right on a top shelf on its own sort of thing. I could quite easily miss it. So when I first went in, I thought, well, there's nothing really new there. And then this one just suddenly sort of jumped out from me. But yeah, give it a go. It's a good beer. If you like hazy pale ales, you like hop, skip and juice, stuff like that, then I think you'll really love it. Yeah, it's another good addition to the supermarkets. So, East and West Pale Ale gets my recommendation, 77 out of 100. It's a good beer. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I know in my last couple of ones I've sort of tried to do them quicker, but I found that it's almost impossible really, so it's another 10 minutes I'm afraid. But I think that it's worthwhile giving this one a solid review so more people try it. But let me know if you've had it before. Let me know in the comments what you think. What is your best go-to hazy pale ale in supermarkets? I mean, there's a lot of talk of hop, skip and juice. The other Vocation Roll with it is a good pale ale as well. But what do you think? What's the best pale ale you can buy in supermarkets today? Let me know in the comments. And until the next one, you know what you got to do. Keep on rocking.